Hi, I'm Margie Smith, the nurse practitioner here at Cameron County Public Health. Today I want to talk to you about 3 things you should know about monkeypox. Monkeypox is a virus that is spread through close personal contact of an infected person or their belongings. Symptoms can include fever, body aches, headache, swollen lymph nodes, tiredness, and most importantly, a rash or blisters. This rash, which includes lesions, will go through several stages, including scabs before healing. The rash can look like pimples or blisters, but may be very painful or itchy. Here's what you can do to prevent this virus. Avoid close skin-to-skin contact with people who have a rash that looks like monkeypox. Avoid contact with objects and materials that a person with monkeypox has used. For example, do not share your forks, spoon, cups, sheets, towels, or clothing because this can lead to the spread of the virus. Another great tip is to wash your hands often with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer, especially before eating or touching your face and after you use the bathroom. And remember, we're here for you. If you have any questions about monkeypox, call us at Cameron County Public Health.
House of the Dragon, the $10,000 student loan lie, the BISD lineup, and medical professionals, listen up. This will affect your pocketbooks and money. It is Wednesday, August 24th, 7:05 a.m. This is Good Morning Brownsville, and my name is Frankie Olivo. Now, are you ready for some football? It is that time of year, and the city of Brownsville is inviting our community, our youth, to take part in the co-ed youth flag football. It is from ages 12 all the way to 6 years old. It is a $45 fee. There's a great way for our youth to step away from the video games for a bit, go outside and get some rays, sweat, and have some fun. Football is and reigns supreme in the state of Texas. If you aren't an avid Cowboys or Texans fans, you are watching on Sunday, no matter what team you root for. So for those interested, the city of Brownsville will be having a co-ed flag football team from ages 12 through 6, $45. Make sure you contact 956-878-6854. The contact person is Araceli Sandoval. So make sure you contact her if you have any questions regarding the league. But again, a great way for our youth to step away. We always complain about them being glued to the TVs. So we could encourage our future generations to have fun, go out, play the beautiful sport of football, flag football, co-ed, boys and girls. Make sure you contact Araceli Sandoval. That way we can get your child enrolled as soon as possible. Now, it is very important for us to stay up to date with pop culture here in Good Morning Brownsville. We always try to present a little bit of everything, the news, things that are going on here locally in Cameron County in the city of Brownsville, but also in entertainment news and pop culture. This Sunday was the premiere of the House of Dragons. And if you're not familiar with the House of Dragons, let me advise you, you're missing out. This prequel / spinoff is from the Game of Thrones. And the interesting thing about the Game of Thrones is at first I wasn't convinced. You know, this sci-fi dragons, it took me a while, but after a few episodes, I was hooked. And after a three-year hiatus, we've been waiting. Those avid Game of Thrones fans have been waiting for the next series. We did hear that there will be a spinoff off of another spinoff show, but this one will lead us into the inception of Game of Thrones. It was well received, close to 10 million viewers tuned in on Sunday, which made it one of the highest season premieres in the network's history. So 10 million followers. And it's interesting to note that people on Sundays, back when Game of Thrones was a hit, they were having Game of Thrones parties every Sunday night. We'd hang out, cook some barbecue, have a good meal, have a bottle of wine, and we'd watch Game of Thrones. If you haven't watched it already, I will be watching it today. I know I've been telling my friends day in and day out, but homeboy's a little bit busy. But I promise I'll watch it tonight, and I'll post it. I know my friends have been waiting. They're saying, "Dude, you said you were going to watch it a couple days ago." But House of the Dragons. Uh, they say you don't have to watch Game of Thrones. So if you're brand new, make sure you watch House of the Dragons on HBO. The first episode is out, so it will be fun. It is a fun series to watch, and all the avid Game of Thrones fans were hooked and are eager for this series to continue. Uh, they don't know that they're my friends, but I call them. Now it seems as if right before election time, we have politicians who are big on promises here locally at BISD. Here locally at BISD, you know, right before election time, there always that notion of, oh, employees, we're going to be giving you a raise. And it seems as if they always put that meat in front of us and we're salivating and say, oh, you're going to give us a raise. Okay, well, then we'll vote for you. Politicians have been very good at trying to sway public opinion, and they always get us where it hurts the most. Money. You want more money? Vote for me. It seems as if this is not only a local thing that we have to deal with at BISD, but also at the national level. President Biden did make an announcement and will be making an announcement today, Wednesday, that he will be canceling $10,000 of student loan debt per person for those individuals that make less than $125,000. The student loan payments, they were supposed to resume August 31st. But with this announcement, this will push that payment, the start of those payments, to January. Now, once again, what have the Republicans done? What has this administration done? We still have a broken immigration system. I will continue to talk about Afghanistan, how we left millions of dollars, our equipment. We left our military men in harm's way. That was a horrible in front of the eyes of the world. We have no economic development. We have no job growth. We have just about nothing, it seems. But the Democrats, they're trying to sell midterm elections and 4 more years for President Biden and his administration on hypothetical solutions. The Inflation Reduction Act, it doesn't really help the middle class. It's going to affect the middle class. But the Democrats say, hey, we're working for you. We hired 87,000 IRS agents to look deeper into your claims to get more money out of you. Oh, here is $10,000 that we're going to wipe out of your student loan debt. Now, the Democrats, and maybe this is a politician thing, but they always promise. They're always big on making promises. And who can forget, that the total debt is $1.6 trillion. And ladies and gentlemen, if the United States really wanted to make waves in targeting the wage gap, the wealth gap in the United States, this is a great way. And you have those people that are arguing, hey, I paid my debt, I pay my student loan. Why am I supposed to carry the load for somebody else? And we understand that argument. But it seems as if this administration is making broken promises. First, when President Biden ran for president, his platform was, I'm going to wipe out all of student debt. Again, politicians make broken promises to their constituents. Why? Because they'll do whatever it takes for the vote. Is this another example of politicians doing that, of them swaying that meat in front of us and saying, you want this? Well, I got it. Now vote for me. Now, $10,000. Wouldn't this lead to more inflation? Wouldn't this lead to our country being more in debt? Is this a way for President Biden and his administration to get 4 more years by targeting and knowing that the Americans have an uphill battle economically? We're still recovering from COVID, from the pandemic. Many people lost their jobs. I'll talk about South Texas. There aren't that many high paying jobs in our area. But yet you want $10,000 wiped off your student loan debt? Vote for me because I'm a Democrat. It seems as if money is always at hand. Now, once again, what is this going to lead to? It's going to lead to higher tuition costs. It's going to cost the university more because they're not getting this money from these students. So what's going to happen? They're going to increase our tuition. What is this going to happen? This will also target inflation. Inflation right now is through the roof. If we wipe out $10,000, it's going to increase our debt even more. Inflation will go even higher. But again, this is a tactic, ladies and gentlemen, that every politician uses. Just a few weeks ago, BISD gave a $4,000 raise, but with inflation, with the cost of insurance, it's a wash. They'll be lucky to take a couple $100 home after taxes and after everything is all said and done with. Politicians, ladies and gentlemen, they promise us the world. They promise us money. The ISD promised money. Vote for me because I did this for you. President Biden is saying that he will wipe out today. He's going to make the announcement. He's going to wipe out $10,000. Now, while that is welcome, but looking at the big picture, are they using this for their advantage? Is this going to increase inflation? Is this going to affect tuition costs down the road for our futures, for our students in their future? It seems that way. But again, politicians, they only care about is getting elected. And if that means increasing inflation, increasing tuition costs for their own benefit, we know how that works out. Now, BISD currently has been rated an A school in accountability for academics and financial accountability. But we want to go deeper than that. We still feel as if there is a great need that needs to be done at BISD. As this school year starts and midterm elections and elections are coming up in November, we ask our constituents, we ask our teachers, and our teachers have a lot of power because BISD is one of the largest employers besides PUB. And teachers do not recognize the power in which they possess. They will be able to control elections if they all group together and vet these candidates coming up. BISD recently made the drawings for the local elections that will be coming up in November. In place one, position one, Drew Brown is the incumbent. She will be number 2 on the ballot. Philip Cowan, former BISD board member, will be number 3. And Carlos Elizondo, former board member, will be number 1 on the ballot. For place 2, Denise Garza will be place number 1. Victor Caballero, a former administrator principal, is number 2. For place 4, we have Prissy Roca-Tipton, Dr. Prissy Roca-Tipton, incumbent, number 1 on the ballot, being challenged by a former administrator, Frank Ortiz, who will be number 2 on the ballot for place 4. Now, these elections, ladies and gentlemen, are very, very important. And every election, they have consequences. What has our incumbents done for us? And we should be very, very selfish with our vote, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because this affects our everyday lives. Politicians promise us the world. What do? They look out what's in their best interest for them, themselves, and their families. Starting off with Ms. Denise Garza. What has she done in the year and a half, 2 years? She's been coasting. She really hasn't been doing much. And we have a strong candidate strong administrator, Victor Caballero, who will be coming for position 2. What is the idea of the teachers? Are they willing to give the power to these former administrators to lead the way? We all know morale is at an all-time low at BISD. Will the teachers support administrators who know what's like in the everyday lives of the staff members? For place 1, we have the incumbent Drew Brown, who can't seem to get the shadow or to get out of the shadow of Sylvia Atkinson. Same thing with Dr. Priscilla Roca-Tipton. There are many questions that remain. Philip Cowan also came out in the Sylvia Atkinson trial when he allegedly accepted $2,000 for a vote to vote with Sylvia Atkinson. I am going to be asking my community to help me in support of an individual that will always look out for the best interest of his community. Carlos Elizondo has been an individual that has been very transparent. He has been very vocal. And one thing that we need on the BISD board is someone that is going to give us the time of day, someone that is willing to come on shows such as the Erasmo Castro show, day in and day out, or whenever requested, whenever needed, to ask these important questions. We, the community, want to feel part of the process. What happens? These politicos take office, they forget about it. They only remember 2 years, 4 years. Ms. Denise Garza only remembers us whenever she needs to run. All the incumbents, they only remember us whenever they need to run again. 3, 4 years, oh my God, how's everybody doing? Does anybody want a chicken plate? The ISD elections are coming up in November, ladies and gentlemen. And these times are very, very important. Ask around. Everyone will let you know that the morale at the district is shot. We have no direction, no guidance. Carlos Elizondo will be an individual that will hold administrators, our superintendent, our AAs accountable. And I ask my community for your support in electing Carlos Elizondo for place 1 for BISD. It is very crucial, and we are entering very difficult times ahead of us. And with the likes of Carlos Elizondo, we'll be able to steer the ship the right way for BISD to be that district on a hill, that example that we so desperately need. Good morning, Cindy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Say hello to all the beautiful people in the city of Harlingen. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. You know, I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day. Hope to see you soon. Will you be going up to the UT games? I want to go see the Bama game, but I know that's kind of out of the question. Have a good day. During the pandemic, we learned, and you know, I say this shamefully, but we learned who our true heroes are. Growing up, many of us always looked up to celebrities, looked up to famous individuals that we admired. And we said, you know what? I want to be like that person one day. The pandemic taught us who our real heroes are. Our medical professionals, those individuals that were in the front lines of COVID. And who can forget those troubling times? 2 years ago, it was a scary situation. It was the first time in my lifetime, in your lifetime, in everybody's lifetime, where the world was literally at a standstill. We couldn't go out. It was recommended for us not to travel out to get groceries. Why? Because of COVID. There was a fear where everybody had to be masked. And you and I know somebody or know of someone that lost their lives during COVID. These were very troubling times, ladies and gentlemen. And the ones that sprung into action, the ones that were dealing with this head on the front lines, were our medical professionals. During those times, we were like, wow, these are our heroes. And that caused us to realize the importance of our medical professionals and how much they are valued. Why? Because they go through 8, 10, 12 years of schooling, much more if they specialize in a certain area. They go through the rigors of their education. And even then, once they graduate and once they are in private practice, they're still regulated and they still have to go through continuing education classes. The education for our doctors, our medical professionals, does not stop. That is the reason why they are able, and rightfully so, to charge what they charge and to receive the amounts that they charge. Now, we have this misconception that all the doctors are rich. We think, eres doctor, man, you're making a killing. Doctors, ladies and gentlemen, especially here in a local area, they deal in volume, whether that be a dentist, a chiropractor, a PA, a pediatrics doctor, internal doctor. These doctors, they deal with volume at a discounted rate. These individuals aren't banking. I don't want to make the impression that they're struggling, but you know, they're getting by. They're okay. Specialists, on the other hand, those guys are banking because specialists, they don't deal in volume. They don't have to have 100 clients per day, 200 clients per day to make it. They only need a few. Why? Because they charge X amount, because they're specialists, and rightfully so. We here at Good Morning Browns, we hold our PAs, our doctors, our nurses, our medical professionals in very high regard. And we feel as if, and we know with certainty that they are the heroes in our everyday lives. It is with great shame that we make the announcement that Cameron County does not feel the same about our medical professionals. Cameron County made a decision that is going to take away money, food off the table, off our medical professionals. And that is where I have a problem. Medical professionals, listen up. This is going to affect your pocketbooks. It was learned that Cameron County will now be giving their employees the option to seek medical treatments in Mexico with no copay. Now, this is a big slap in the face because our medical professionals, they go to Houston, they go to San Antonio, they go to Waco, they go to Galveston, they go to these great world-renowned institutions and they go study to get that name of a doctor, to get that payment of X amount of dollars that they charge. Why? Because of all the rigorous studying and chinga that they put themselves in. We hold our doctors to very high regards. Now, Cameron County is coming in with a new plan to give their employees an option. And we do like options, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not get that twisted. We do like options, but at what cost? There is an AECDA plan here locally and also in Mexico that allows employees, clients, to seek medical attention in Matamoros. Now, you and I can agree that the United States is by far superior in healthcare compared to Mexico. We have doctors, dentists from the other side coming to the States to come get educated. They take continuing education classes in the United States. Why? Because we have one of the best minds throughout the world. Now, I don't want to get this misconstrued and for you to say, oh, pues los doctores en Mexico como que nomás no. You know, we do have doctor friends. Shouts out goes to Dr. Joan and our brother in Cadereyta, Nuevo León, Dr. Abraham. You know, we hold our doctors, our medical professionals, our dentists on the other side in very high regards. But let's not get it twisted. The United States, ladies and gentlemen, is by far superior in healthcare. What is Cameron County doing? Well, they're taking away the pockets. They're affecting the pocketbooks of our doctors. Now, while you may think and say, oh, well, these doctors, you know, they're millionaires. Not all of them, ladies and gentlemen. They live a modest life, most of them. I've gotten to know most of them. They depend heavily on copays. They depend heavily on charging insurance providers. They're not banking. They're not like specialists where they don't need that many clients. They need the clientele. Now, what is Cameron County doing? Cameron County is taking away those clients. Cameron County is saying, you know what? Don't go here locally. Don't pay a copay. Go to Mexico where you don't pay a copay. What a slap in the face to our medical professionals. During a time where our Cameron County elected officials have not provided economic growth, economic opportunity, we are one of the poorest areas in all of the United States. And what do? They take even more. And now they're not taking from us peasants. Now they're taking from those individuals with money, with those individuals that will surely vote in this upcoming election. It was said that, according to Commissioner Joey Lopez, that starting October the 1st, the county will pay $9,000 per employee. The county has roughly 1,600, let's say 1,700 employees, which means that the county will pay more than $14 million in health insurance for its employees. And this figure, ladies and gentlemen, does not include claims. Lopez said that it will be interesting to see what savings and network in Mexico are going to bring the county employees. Now our employees have the choice to be able to go over there and get everything 100%. You know what also comes to my mind, ladies and gentlemen? Fraud. Do you think, ladies and gentlemen, that the cartel is not involved in any lucrative enterprise on the other side of the border? By Cameron County guaranteeing that each Cameron County employee will be assigned $9,000. Don't you think they're going to rack them up? They're going to take them for what it's worth. They're going to take them to the cleaners. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not be naive. Cameron County is taking away from the dinner table, from the pocketbooks of our doctors, of our medical professionals. And they're saying, go to Mexico. Do they not know the quality of health care that they have over there? Have they not gone to the hospitals and seen how deplorable they are? Ladies and gentlemen, there is a market. I do understand that there is a market, that individuals go to Progreso, individuals go to Matamoros, because they can't seem to afford that. But at the same time, what is going to happen with this? By giving employees the option, are we taking money from our doctors? Are we saying that, you know what, we prefer them to go to Mexico? Well, how do we get here? Because it seems as if Cameron County, every decision that has been made has been because of something. We seem to be broke. Let's not forget that the county is $6 million in a deficit. We're in the red, $6 million. Now, is this their way to save costs? Is this their way? Employees, I'm sorry, we can't help you. We can't give you a raise. Just a few weeks ago, we had our judges make a request to our commissioner's court for more money for their employees. Now, as a former Cameron County employee, I am a big supporter of employees getting raises. I know what the everyday life of a Cameron County employee is. And I can tell you with all certainty that these individuals are underpaid for everything that they do. They are greatly underpaid. But how do we get here? Why is the county doing something out of the ordinary? Are they thinking outside the box? Well, let's go back once again and talk about, why are we in this deficit? Why are we in a $5-6 million loss? Well, I can give you a big reason. Our Cameron County commissioners, they gave themselves a raise during the pandemic. And who can forget, ladies and gentlemen, during the pandemic, who was hiring? Who was getting raises during the pandemic? Don't you remember the pandemic was a scary time in our lives where individuals lost their jobs? They didn't have money. There was food drives. We had to go get milk get the essentials, get cheese in order to survive. Why is Cameron County doing this? What is the reason for Cameron County trying to think outside the box? Wouldn't this have been easier if we would have just given our employees a raise of X amount? Our Cameron County Commissioners Court has not been budgeting, has not had the urgency to make sure that the books are right. They try to shove an arena down our throats, not once, but twice. That would have been $100 million, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, $100 million that we would have been in the red. Now we're only 5 million, 6 million in the red. So, we got to change. We got to see how we can save money. So we're going to send our employees to Mexico, where the quality of service can compare to the United States. These doctors, ladies and gentlemen, these medical professionals, they bust their butt 8, 10, 12 years just to get that title. They go through rigorous training just to make that money. And then you have the commissioner's court slapping them in the face and saying, hey, te voy a quitar tu chamba, te voy a quitar tu feria, que vayan a México mejor. Is there a market, ladies and gentlemen? Do people prefer to go to Mexico? Of course. Let's not, let's be real. But we are taking money away from our medical professionals. We are saying that, hey, you aren't heroes. We prefer for the money to go to Mexico. Now, is there regulations, ladies and gentlemen? Here, the regulations in the United States are very rigorous. If you mess up, you're gonna get sued. And I think more people are more sued, are more medical professionals are more scared of the medical board than being sued. Well, they go hand in hand. But these individuals, they have to go through constant training, constant education. They're regulated. You think there's regulations in Mexico? What if there's a botched surgery? What if there's a botched procedure in Mexico? Dios te bendiga, a ver cómo le hayas. Our Cameron County Commissioners Court are doing a disservice to our medical professionals. They are doing a disservice to our community by taking away the money from our medical professionals, those individuals that have employees, that have small businesses, that are business owners, that are taxpayers. Our Cameron County Commissioners Court, instead of saying, you know what, we value you, we appreciate you, we hold you in the highest regards ever. But yet I'm sending my employees to Mexico so they won't have to pay you a copayment. So you won't be able to charge their insurance. Don't you see how bad this is? How these individuals don't seem to care and are trying to save a buck because of their own actions. Their own actions, Frankie? Yes. Their own actions, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because we are broke. We currently find ourselves in a $5 to $6 million deficit, which many anticipated it's going to be closer to 10 after the new year. What do we have our Cameron County Commissioners Court do? They're scrambling. They're trying to see, oh my God, where can we save money? Where can we save money? We have no money to give our employees. We're broke. We're $5, $6 million in the deficit. Why? Because they themselves, during a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, when nobody was hiring, when nobody was giving raises, they themselves gave each other a raise. But you want us to say, you want us to think that you care about our medical professionals. You want us to think that in your heart and in your mouth, you say that our medical professionals are our heroes. With this, ladies and gentlemen, what Cameron County is saying is that they don't care. They don't care about the doctors. They don't care about the medical field, the medical professionals. They don't care that they're taking money out of their pocketbooks. They don't care about that. What they care about is trying to find a silver linings in their screw-ups and their F-ups. Why? Because they give themselves raises. We find ourselves in $5 to $6 million deficit in the hole. What do they do? Oh, we got to scramble. We got to think. Good morning, Dr. Boteo. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Forget about the money, even though this is how my employees get paid very well. Quality of healthcare is poor across the border. Ladies and gentlemen, you might say, hi, Frankie, ¿tú qué sabes? ¿Tú quién eres? Tú eres un campesino, tú eres nadie. Here we have a doctor, ladies and gentlemen, that is stating the quality of healthcare is poor. The United States reigns supreme in healthcare. We have people from all over the world coming to study in Houston, coming to study in Galveston and San Antonio. Why? Because we have the best minds in all of the world, but not according to our Cameron County officials, not according to those leaders who say, nah, send them to Mexico. Midterm elections are coming up, ladies and gentlemen. It is very important for us to show Cameron County that we are not satisfied with their service. We should treat these elected officials just as we do our políticos. We should remind them that we, the people, will dictate how our future elected officials and our commissioners court will be. Will you vote for these individuals, for these incumbents who have caused a $5 to $6 million raise? They gave themselves a raise. Qué bonito, right? Perez, Mr. Perez. Qué bonito que se dieron un raise during a time where nobody was paying money, nobody was hiring, nobody was giving raises. But they themselves, qué bonito, they themselves give themselves a raise. They take money away from our medical professionals. They're not able to charge a copay. Why? Because they're sending their employees across the border. Ladies and gentlemen, this midterm elections are very, very important, whether that be at school board. I need your help in supporting Carlos Elizondo for place one. He will be our voice on that school board. On the county level, we need individuals such as Erasmo Castro and Carlos Cascos, individuals that will hold and make sure that our money is being spent responsibly. We are one of the poorest areas. We are one of the poorest areas in all of the U.S. Here we have individuals on the Cameron County Commissioners Court that are doing everything against the wishes of our community. And that, my friends, is the rest of the story. The House of the Dragon. If you haven't already, make sure you go check out House of the Dragon. There was 10 million viewers on Sunday night for its premiere, which was one of the largest in HBO's history. Make sure you catch the House of the Dragons, the prequel, spinoff to Game of Thrones, the $10,000 student loan lie. As every politician does right before election time, they say, you want this money? Vote for me. BISD did this recently with our teachers where they gave them $4,000 with the promise of them getting elected in November. Also at the national level, President Biden will announce today, Wednesday, that he will be wiping away $10,000 for those individuals that make less than $125,000. That will lead to an increase in inflation, that will lead to an increase in tuition costs. And again, the promise of wiping out the student debt was one that he did before he ran for his presidency. And once again, they always make these broken promises, these hypothetical promises. Vote for me, and I will wipe away $10,000. BISD lineup is set. I asked my community for their help in getting Carlos Elizondo in place one elected. He will be the voice of the people. He will, together with us as a community, we will bring great change to BISD through the likes of Mr. Carlos Elizondo. And medical professionals, listen up. This will affect your pocketbooks. Cameron County recently chose to incorporate an Aetna plan that will allow its employees of 1,700 employees to seek medical attention in Matamoros, in Mexico. This is going to lead to fraud. This is going to lead to individuals possibly not getting the best service, best healthcare coverage in the world. The United States reigns supreme. It is world-renowned experts in the United States in their respective fields. But according to the Cameron County Commissioners Court, they're saying, no. I don't want you to pay the doctors. Go to Mexico, where the quality of service is poor. Go to Mexico, where you won't have to pay anything. Go to Mexico, where individuals won't have to pay money. This will be affecting the pocketbooks of our medical professionals. Those individuals are the ones that vote. Those individuals who have money. And one thing I've learned in my young 35 years of life, do not mess with my family, and do not, you better not mess with my money, because then, ladies and gentlemen, that is when we all have a problem. You'll be coming out in a bit. It is Wednesday, August 24th, 7:43 a.m. My name is Frankie Olivo. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Hope to see you here on Wednesday. God bless.